Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Heartbreak's PK Kemsley has Beverly Hills moment with children and Boy George. Not only is Boy George a client of Dorrit Kemsley's estranged husband, PK Kemsley, but he's part of the family. Over the weekend, Jagger, 11, and Phoenix, 9, took in a Dodgers game with their dad and Uncle George. Amid his and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars' divorce battle, PK documented the outing on his Instagram. Phoenix with her GD father is a Beverly Hills moment. PK captioned one of the 3 snaps of his kids rocking LA Dodgers paraphernalia. Finally, it's good to see PK and Dorrit's children spending some quality time with their dad. Since filing for divorce from PK, Dorrit has sometimes complained he doesn't spend enough time with their children, who understandably miss him. Back in April, journalists hungrily devoured photos of the former couple sitting separately at Jagger's baseball game. Coming on the heels of their divorce news, it was fitting that they were both dressed totally in black. Though PK seemed mostly absent from his children's lives in the months prior to the divorce filing, he's now pushing for joint custody. That seems a little odd, since in Housewives season 14, Dorrit complained about PK neglecting their children. "There are times that I think PK's the greatest father in the world," she said at the time. But is he the most hands-on father? The truth is no. At the end of the day, it's especially nice to see PK putting in the effort with his kids, and by all appearances they seem to be having a great time with their dad and Uncle George. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is now streaming on Peacock in the US and on Hulu in the UK and Ireland. It was a sparkling afternoon in Beverly Hills, the kind of sun-drenched day that looks straight out of a reality TV fantasy. But for Paul PK Kemsley, the glitzy streets weren't just a backdrop for another photoshoot or Real Housewives confrontation. Instead, it became the setting for a heartwarming, utterly human moment, a rare glimpse into the real life of the often guarded Heartbreak husband. Surrounded by his children and his longtime best friend, the one and only Boy George, PK reminded fans that beneath the designer labels and Bravo drama, family and friendship still shine the brightest. Ditching his usual business meetings and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cameos, PK decided to spend the day soaking up the simple joys of life. Laughs with his kids, strolls through Rodeo Drive, and cappuccinos with a music legend. It was, as he later described on Instagram, a Beverly Hills moment I'll never forget. A stroll with star power. Onlookers couldn't help but notice the unlikely trio making their way through the upscale neighborhood. PK, dressed in a laid-back but luxurious black linen button-up and designer sneakers, was flanked by his children, all smiles and giggles, clearly delighted by the day out with Dad. But stealing the spotlight, in true pop icon fashion, was Boy George, donning his signature hat and an embroidered silk jacket that shimmered in the sun. While Beverly Hills is no stranger to celebrities, seeing Boy George casually joking with PK's youngest and crouching down for a sweet selfie with PK's daughter made heads turn and hearts melt. It wasn't a red carpet or a press appearance, it was a slice of genuine joy, and fans could feel it. Beverly Hills is about glamour, yes, PK later wrote in a heartfelt post, but today it was about gratitude, for my kids, for old friends, for laughter, for love. Laughter, lats, and lessons. The day started with a quiet breakfast at El Pastillo, one of the Kemsleys' favorite spots. Though the venue is typically known for hosting housewives' whispered arguments and cryptic plot developments, this time it was filled with the sound of PK's kids trying and failing to eat spaghetti without making a mess. Even Boy George had to laugh when one of the kids declared the pasta too posh. After breakfast, the group stopped by a local record store, a rare find in a city ruled by streaming playlists. George, a music legend through and through, couldn't resist flipping through vinyls, holding up a copy of Culture Club's debut album and teasing, "Back in the day, your dad thought he could manage me, but really, I managed him." PK, quick on the comeback, replied, "And look where that got us, to Rodeo Drive with a handful of kids and espresso shots." They ended up at Alfred's for those shots, sitting outdoors as passersby discreetly tried to snap photos. But there was no Hollywood pretense, just a dad letting his children be silly. a pop icon sharing stories from the 80s, and a rare pocket of peace in a town that's always performing. For those unfamiliar with their bond, PK and Boy George's friendship runs deep. PK has managed George for years, guiding his career through comebacks, tours, and TV appearances. But more than that, George is a part of the Kemsley family, not just a friend, but an uncle figure, a mentor, and as PK once joked, the unofficial godfather to my chaos. On this day, George took that role to heart. He was spotted teaching PK's youngest son a few lines from one of his classic hits, turning Rodeo Drive into an impromptu stage. "You gotta sing with heart," George told him, tapping his chest. "Sing like it matters." And it did matter, not just the music, but the memory. PK's wife, Dorrit, though absent due to a filming commitment, later commented on the video PK posted, writing, "I'm crying. This is everything. Thank you, George, for being our forever friend." Fans react, "This is the PK we want to see." The internet naturally erupted with love once PK shared snippets of the day on social media. Fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are used to seeing him in high-pressure situations, managing his image, facing off with other house husbands, or dealing with the lingering shadows of financial rumors. But this version of PK, a soft-hearted, laughing, slightly overwhelmed dad basking in the glow of his children and his best friend, fans couldn't get enough. "This is the PK we want to see on the show," one fan tweeted. "More dad moments, more George, fewer awkward dinner parties." Another chimed in, "PK with the kids and Boy George is the most wholesome RHO content in years. Give them their own spin-off." A quiet reminder, for all its glitz and scandal, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has always succeeded best when it pulls back the curtain and reveals the real, unscripted lives of its stars. And PK's day out with his children and Boy George did just that. It was proof that even in a city built on image, authenticity still wins hearts. Later that evening, PK posted one final thought to his story, alongside a blurry photo of him hugging his kids. "Not every day in Beverly Hills is about drama. Some days are just about being present. And those are the best days." What's next for PK? Sources close to the RHOBH production hint that fans might see more of PK's personal side in the upcoming season. With Dorrit focusing on healing and navigating some deep emotional territory, it's possible PK will take a more central role, not just as a husband in the background, but as a father and friend with stories of his own. And who knows? If fans get their wish, maybe we'll see a cameo or two from Uncle George, offering life advice from under a fabulous hat.